Voters in Arizona and Utah, as well as Democrats in Idaho, are going to the polls today to vote for presidential nominees. The South and much of the Midwest have already voted, and now it's time for Western states to begin having their say. Results will be coming in late for East Coasters, very late. In some cases, Arizona is holding primaries, with polls closing at 7 p.m. local time. Utah is holding caucuses in person and, for Republicans, online. Online voting doesn't end until 11 p.m. local time. Arizona, polls close 7 p.m. local time, 9 or 10 p.m. Eastern time. Most of Arizona does not observe daylight saving time, so polls close at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The exception is the Navajo reservation, which does observe DST. Polls there close at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Who's voting? Republicans and Democrats. Republican delegates at stake, 58 delegates. Winner-take-all. Democratic delegates at stake, 75 delegates. Awarded proportionally. The state of the race. Donald Trump has led the polls in Arizona for Republicans. Although the state hasn't been polled much, he led by 13 points in the latest one, and has been endorsed by prominent figures from the state like former Governor John Brewer and Sheriff Joe Arpaio. And the state's winner-take-all rules mean that Trump can get a big delegate haul with a mere plurality victory, which would help him continue his progress toward the 237 delegates he needs to win an outright majority. Now, a victory by Ted Cruz isn't considered unthinkable. He's cultivated a tough-on-immigration reputation like Trump, but it would definitely be viewed as a surprising and important upset in the first series of contests since Marco Rubio's withdrawal from the race, and a sign that Cruz is consolidating the anti-Trump vote. The Texas senator's chances for that upset, though, are complicated by the fact that many Arizonans have voted early, when Rubio was still in the race. Among Democrats, there have been even fewer polls, but the last one, taken the week of February 24, found Hillary Clinton had a strong lead over Bernie Sanders, and she's considered the favorite to win. Vox's Jeff Stein wrote that Arizona will be closely watched, because it could be the best predictor of who wins California's important primary in early June. Utah, caucuses begin 6 p.m. for Democrats, 7 p.m. for Republicans, 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Utah is offering online caucuses for Republicans for the first time. Voting online lasts until 11 p.m. Mountain Time, 1 a.m. Eastern. Who's voting? Republicans and Democrats. Republican delegates at stake, 40 delegates. Awarded proportionally. Any candidate who wins a majority of voters gets all the delegates. Democratic delegates at stake, 33 delegates. Awarded proportionally. The state of the race. Trump is strikingly unpopular in Utah. The latest poll had him at just 11% support, and so the big question for Republicans is whether Cruz will win an outright majority and take all of the state's delegates. It certainly seems a possibility, especially after Romney urged Utahns to vote for Cruz recently. But John Kasich has been campaigning in the state as well, so there could be a risk that a three-way split of the vote would make Cruz fall just short of a majority. In that case, the delegates would be allotted proportionally and Trump would likely pick up some. As for Democrats, the last poll found Sanders was leading, and Utah is demographically favorable to the Vermont senator. He's won every state where white Democrats predominate. Idaho, caucuses begin 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Northern Idaho is in the Pacific Time Zone. Caucuses there begin at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Who's voting? Democrats.